That good?
Yep.
Yay, we're live. Yay, we're live. Okay. And just to get the tweets out.
I'm not sure where I put my phone. I was in such a rush.
Well, I guess go grab it. We'll be getting started here in just a moment, folks. Just kind of letting everybody know that we've actually got things running. In the meantime, enjoy the attract mode. We'll be starting in just a second. Nadia's just grabbing her phone. Did you find it?
Okay.
Alright, and welcome everyone to Nadia and David Ruin Video Games. For this week, we are kicking it old school with the Super NES Classic, and 3 in particular. I want to give a special shout out to Matt at Press the Buttons. He is pressthebuttons.com and at Press the Buttons on Twitter. He helped hook me up with some of those nifty Hallmark ornaments that they released this year, and yeah, basically they kind of inspired me to kind of go back and check some of these bad boys out. So yeah, we're checking out a few that kind of correspond with the ornaments, and we are starting with Super Mario World. Hey, and he is in the chat. Welcome.
Hi. Hi, Matt. Thank you for your things. We appreciate them.
Let's see. Super NES Classic. I have not messed with this much.
You haven't?
No.
I've been playing...
D button, it does nothing.
Is there...
A button works.
Oh, okay, I was going to say.
Because of course it does. But, yeah. I saw the ornaments this year. I don't normally go out of my way to get them, but I don't know. This year just kind of felt sort of special because brought back some memories of those Super NES memories of my youth with some of these games. There's also some Sonic ones, too, that we got, but, I mean, those aren't on here, so...
Nope.
We're making do with what we can without having to complicate things too much. And besides, we'll probably be coming back around to Sonic once that Origins collection comes out. And we can get Sonic 3 and Knuckles, a.k.a. the best one. With a tip of the hat to Sonic Mania.
Yep.
But right now we're here to talk Nintendo and play Nintendo and do Nintendo, I guess. Yeah, so are you ready, Nadia?
Yep.
Are we doing one player or two player?
Do one player. I don't feel like getting up and getting the controller.
Well, I mean, it's like right in the box here.
Yeah, I'm afraid if I plug it in, the thing will fucking shut down. Sorry, everyone. I have no idea what technology makes this work, and it only works half the time. And if you move the wrong way, it all disconnects.
Yeah, basically. So, okay.
I'm not sure why it happens. I think my laptop's just not powerful enough for it, but we'll see, I guess.
I tried to spin jump there, but I got distracted. But yeah, okay, that's gonna make Super Mario Kart interesting later, I guess.
Oh, that.
Or less interesting, I don't know.
I guess we can try that, but I can't guarantee it won't shut down. That's the problem.
We could, like, hand off, like, on this if we want to.
Yeah, handing off is fine.
There is something so familiar yet so foreign about this Super NES controller right now.
Well, it's, the standard, but not the standard of, well, you know what I mean.
Well, actually, it's more the, like, kind of matte, matte
Mate,
feeling?
I think. The feel?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little rougher than I'm used to when using my own.
I don't remember if the original SNES controller felt like that.
Maybe when it was new out of the box?
That new controller feeling doesn't last very long then.
It would seem not. Hey, Lyra's in chat.
Hi, Lyra. This is a Mario.
It's a him.
It's a Mario. Hey. Mamma mia.
Why am I hitting the tip boxes? I know this stuff. Ah, no!
When I was a kid, it's always difficult to tell that was a speaker. I always thought it was like a pineapple.
Oh no! I was pressing duck, but he was stuck in the slide animation. Man, I do not remember the last time I played this.
Yeah, I haven't played Mario World in years.
Like, it used to be like an annual thing at the very least, but...
I don't even remember what year I got my SNES. I think it was 93. It was pretty late along.
92 here.
But it was out in 90 for what? Not America. Japan?
91. 90 for Japan, yeah.
So you got yours pretty late then.
Yeah, it took a lot of begging and pleading and standing till my legs were sore at the kiosk at Kmart and Blockbuster and...
Why didn't your parents buy it for you?
They weren't really convinced of its, like, you know, the quality of improvements, you could say. It wasn't until, like, my dad saw Contra 3 and he was like, okay, yeah, we're getting it. So that one's, like, always got kind of a, I mean, I love Contra anyway, but that one's got a special place in my heart for that. I'm doing the Switch pause, then I'll hand off to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I guess, I don't know, I mean, I guess Super Mario World isn't the best showcase for, like, you know, hey, like, look at this versus that.
Yeah, it was never
It was good enough for me at the time, but I wasn't the one footing the bill for $200, so...
It's not the most impressive looking game in the world, but it does, hello, Toothless. It's... The thing that stuck out to me when I was younger was how the map screen looked so detailed.
Yeah, that was a neat thing. I remember when I first saw the map screens, like, in magazines and stuff, I thought you'd be able to, like, go all over the place in it, and, like, you know, like Zelda or something, and no, not like that at all. I think I might have thought the same thing about Mario 3, but even with the lines there, but... so that was something that I really liked in Super Mario 3D World, is you could actually do
Yeah,
that.
that's kind of neat.
Yeah, so we are playing this one because one of the ornaments that we got is the Caped Mario. So, see if we can at least hit that far in this one.
So basically Donut Plains.
At the very least. Donut Plains 1. So Matt says, 91 here, I got mine as a holiday gift with Pilot Wings and SimCity. Oh, sweet. I like SimCity. I especially love the title screen. I made a desktop wallpaper out of it.
That's a really nice version of SimCity that unfortunately is hard to get because of EA,
Yep.
which owns the rights now. Whoa, Yoshi, no.
Too bad we never got SimCity 64, was it called?
Was that supposed to happen?
I mean, it happened in Japan. I think it might have been 64 DD only, though.
Yeah, I was going to say that must have been DD only.
Let's see. First time chat from viewer, Critic Kyo. Hi, Nadia. Longtime follower of the Blood God here.
Hello. Good to have you around. Thank you for joining us.
And
I just ate the dirt.
press the button says, hang Caped Mario ornament from the ceiling for a next level display.
Huh. Ceiling's a bit too high. Toothless, stop that.
A little bit, yeah. It'd be neat to kind of pit him against Knuckles gliding, though.
Because I don't have, I don't know, I wouldn't say our ceilings are high exactly, but
They're
they're
high
high enough. We used to live in a place that had, like, really tiny, like, really low ceilings. That was great for me. I don't care. But we once had someone who's, like, 6'5" in there, and he had to walk bent over.
And another first time chat from viewer. We got Chibi UFO. Hi,
Hello.
hi. First time viewer here. Hello.
I know, Chibi UFO. Nice to have you here.
Are they from Blood God as well? Or?
Yes.
Aha.
And Twitter. Talk all the time on Twitter.
Right on.
Actually, I don't know, Chibi UFO. I don't know if you're on the Discord for Blood God very much. I think you are. But either way, you're on Twitter, so. Hooray! Yeah, it's been a busy day. We just recorded the Blood God for for the week, and then we did our one for that we're going to release like on the week that we're gone because it's actually our first episode for 2022. We did that in advance, and tonight we're doing another one. So I had like 3 podcasts to record in the past 2 days plus this.
Yep, you've been busy.
I'm always busy.
And oh yeah, a little pulling back the curtain here. Toothless is here, and she's not quite used to controllers that have cords.
Yeah.
She keeps kind of getting a little caught up in this one.
The cats like to hang around us when we play games, and usually we don't have to deal with cords.
No wires.
Yeah, I remember when cords were pretty much mandatory. Now I can't really stand them. It's like, oh god, what do you mean I gotta sit up like a human being? Yeah, Chibi UFO says they don't think they're on the Discord, but they remember from US Gamer. Yeah.
Right
God, it's been a year. Yeah, it was about around this time that I was let go. I remember I was let go 2 weeks ahead of the others, so yeah. Good times. But things worked out.
And now Nadia is playing.
And I forgot.
Swapping back and forth.
Does the cat have food? Because the cat's just hanging around us.
You were supposed to give them wet food before we started, you said?
Yeah, I was asleep. My alarm didn't go off.
It seems to be happening a lot lately.
I'm tired. What can I say?
Okay, so does that spread to the alarm too? I mean, why would
I must have slept. I probably slept through it.
Alright, so I'm off to feed the cats.
Yes, but for now, I am doing the Mario. Oop.
Try not to get too far ahead here.
I won't.
How much do you give them?
Half a can.
Each?
No. Together. Sorry, I'm just talking about how much cat food do you give the cats? Big chunky cats. I guess I'll go ahead and do Iggy's Castle.
Hey,
Alright, I won't do Iggy's Castle. I'll wait for you.
thank you.
Sorry, folks, I'm going to take a second to let David come back and take his rightful spot as the player of Iggy's Castle. But let's read the tip. Is Iggy... David says Iggy is his favorite Koopaling.
Therefore, it's only right that I destroy him. Mercilessly and full of lava. His own design. Did anybody even hear that?
I don't know. Anyway, as you can see, this is Mario's butt. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Everybody be hypnotized by Mario's butt. It certainly has an alluring wiggle. This was a pretty cool mechanic when I first saw it the first time, though.
Okay, so in case you didn't hear, yeah, Iggy's kind of my favorite Koopaling from childhood. And so it's only right that I destroy him in a pool of his own blood. Or lava.
I was going to say, you're not going to see much blood. He's probably just going to plunge into the lava, and that'll be the end of him.
Well, maybe his blood is lava. Did you ever think of that?
That'd be very uncomfortable for him. Then he surrounded himself with his own blood. That means he has problems.
Have you ever looked into his eyes?
So, I always thought it was weird that they started with Iggy, because I was so used to Larry being the first.
I've totally screwed up this section because, like, you're supposed to get them all from above to get a bunch of one-ups, but...
Yeah, when my mom would play this, she would do that, and it drove me crazy because it would take forever. And it's not like this game's lacking for one-ups. Mario confirmed not to have a Hank Hill butt. Hello, Old Blue 606. Good evening. Which is indeed a good evening.
Whoops.
Mario does have a good padded behind, I suppose. No tailbone problems for him.
Hey, where'd that Koopa go?
He disappeared, didn't he?
Looks like.
Well, yeah, where this game impressed was like stuff like this, like the big set pieces. Mario himself, like the sprites, just like big deal, but
He has a square nose that goes above his, like, further eye. It's kind of weird.
It is.
And Mario Paint like ruined the animation for me because it's like a 3-frame walk cycle. And you compare that to like Mega Man X or Sonic, and it's like, damn.
Sonic especially, because of course he was the main competition at the time. Iggy's dead.
All right. Now it's your turn to take us higher and higher.
Are we going to switch to Mario Kart after that?
Fighting your way through enemy fire. Huh?
Are we going to switch to Mario Kart after that?
We could. How late did we start? Let's see. We've been on for 15 minutes. That was 10 after. So, therefore, we could probably go till, like, 6:40 if we want to go half hour of each.
I guess so. We'll see. We're going to Donut Land.
Press the button.
Yeah, I did.
Old Blue 606 says, any evening with Mario's apple cakes is a good evening. And Critic Kyo says, pasta padding.
Pasta padding! Pasta padding! Mamma mia. At this point, though, Mario was still like Brooklyn Mario, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Walker Boone, I believe, doing the voice on the new Super Mario World cartoon. Which is the official title, by the way.
With the Super Mario World cartoon?
The new Super Mario World. I guess they really wanted to have that advertising thing going.
Yeah, I just remember the voice saying, the new Super Mario World. Oh, no, you watched the cartoon.
Yeah, it's like even on like the DVD box and everything, so...
That's weird. I wonder why they did that. To differentiate
like I said,
from
probably
3.
marketing. That too, probably. Although a lot of these stuff, particularly the eye catchers for the commercials, would call it Super Mario Brothers 4.
Huh. And that's not confusing at all.
Oh yeah, and the NBC announcer too, like at the end of Yo Yogi, and it would be kept it in the adventures of Super Mario Brothers 4.
I don't remember
just
that.
like, no, that's not what they changed it. Why did you not change it?
I don't remember that.
Oh man, I have no idea if the tape still works, but I have like that run on VHS, so.
Oop. Ah, shit. Well, that's a problem. You get like a free, a free kind of tutorial thing down the street here, don't you?
Yeah.
So I should probably at least live till then.
Assuming you didn't. No, I think you passed it.
Ah, shit. Oh well.
You had one job, Nadia.
No, I didn't.
We were supposed to do Caped Mario in honor of the ornament that Matt got us.
Oh, sorry. I'll try again in a bit, I guess.
Lyra, Yo Yogi, good God, that flashes me back.
That was the era of really bad cartoons. Didn't the same voice actor do Mario for all 3? Well, obviously Captain Lou was the first one. Sorry, didn't Super Mario 3 didn't that voice actor carry on to Mario World?
Yes.
Okay, I never knew his name. That was such a bad cartoon. Jesus Christ.
It had its moments.
No,
but,
it didn't.
Hey, I like the one where they, go into the... Usually the ones that, featured more of the game elements, I think. I hate to say it, but Mama Luigi, for example, and that one where they had the circus and, Bowser actually used the clown car. Of course, I mean, I didn't even have the game at the time, so I was taking it through any form I could get it, so...
Yeah, I didn't have the game either. That's why I thought the stupid game had cavemen in it, and I was like, oh god, I don't want to play this.
Oh yeah? I thought maybe Friendly Floyd would sell you items for coins somewhere. Despite, nothing in Nintendo Power ever indicating as such. Okay, you know what? I thought that trick was supposed to work. Am I doing something wrong?
It's so... I don't know, I never do it anyway. What's the point? We have, 24 men already.
Yeah, fair.
The one with Milli Vanilli, wasn't that Mario 3?
Here's the pipe. And yes, that was Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, yes. They also had Barbara Bush.
Ugh.
I forget if Milli Vanilli played themselves, but as I recall, Barbara Bush did not.
Of course, Barbara Bush didn't play herself, but...
And they didn't even, show her husband.
Yeah,
which was weird. He was just, seen from behind in his office chair on the phone while the world's, coming to an end around him.
It was a weird episode.
A little bit.
The whole thing was weird. I know, like, Chris Pratt Mario isn't very exciting, but at least it's on model.
Well, so far.
Well, just...
I don't know if anybody saw my tweet, but it's like anytime they do an adaptation for, like, a movie or something, they always have to change something about the character model. And my prediction on this one, as I said, and I called back to the Super Mario Adventures comic from Nintendo Power, my guess is nostrils.
They're gonna give Mario nostrils?
And Luigi, too, probably. That's my prediction.
Do they not have nostrils? I never noticed.
That's because they don't have them really on the models. Or if they do, they're really well hidden. But
Lyra says, the old Super Mario cartoons were equal parts amazing and frustration to me. Amazing because I couldn't believe my favorite video game had a cartoon. Frustrating because there's all those little discrepancies from the game. Yeah, and
I hear that.
And of course realize now that there were so many discrepancies because they had nothing in the way of source material to work with other than the games. Like, hey, Mega Man is green, I guess, because I don't want to change the tint on my TV.
They didn't know they had to, as I recall.
Nope. Imagine if someone today tried to make an official cartoon with Mario and it's like, oh, let's give him, I don't know, weird Brooklyn accents or something.
I mean...
You wouldn't get away with it, basically, is what I'm saying. A lot of video game... Well, basically now that video game characters are kind of mainstream, they have that, Pantone, for lack of a better word, where they are supposed to be engineered in a very certain way and represented a very certain way on screen.
You can go up that pipe, right?
Probably. Screw it. Oh, this one here, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You can tell because it has the flat surface. What was it that, didn't someone ask why the football chucks are throwing footballs, and Miyamoto said, I have no idea, or something? It was funny.
I do not recall. You can just have him eat the shell through the wall.
Yeah, I do things my way.
Just letting you know.
Anyway, that was pretty funny. Hey!
So long there, Yoshi.
I opened it with my butt.
And Lyra says, I hear a kitty meow in the background.
That was Toothless. Oh shit, well, I blew that. Let me at least get the satisfaction. Oh, well, so much for that. There's no satisfaction to be had in this world. I should have known better. Man, I haven't played this in years, but there's just a muscle memory to it.
I hear that. The, Gosh, I'm trying to think what else, about the cartoon. You know what? I didn't even mind the cave people. There was just one that I didn't like.
Oogtar. The game did not need Oogtar and Yoshi. Sorry, the cartoon did not need Oogtar and Yoshi in the same friggin' screen. Jesus Christ. Why does God hate us?
I guess since they ditched Toad, they figured, okay, we gotta do something with the voice actor.
Was it the same voice actor?
Yep.
At least Toad was kind of funny. And acted not exactly like a human being, couldn't, but... Is this the same level? Aren't we just here?
Well, yeah, but you only open the Switch Palace, so...
right. Yeah, so...
I was gonna say, do we want to go this route, or do we want to try to, speed through to, through the end of, the last world?
Nah, just go this route. I'll switch to Mario Kart.
Okay. Yeah, that'd probably take more time at this point, anyway.
This game did not have very exciting backgrounds, I have to say that much for it.
I did like the echo effect here, though.
The echo effect is really nice.
Like I said, I did like the Toad from the Super Show cartoons, yeah.
I liked Toad, yeah.
Better than the game ones, I think.
Better than Oogtar.
The dude who did his voice was at, Otakon one year, and I wanted to get his autograph, but I wasn't able to for reasons.
Was he there as, hey, I'm Toad? I'm Oogtar?
No, I think he's done a bunch of other stuff.
He's probably done a bunch of other stuff, I know.
Anime, I'm pretty sure.
I just love that King Koopa was Leon's furniture guy, and I had no idea for years.
And Luigi from the Super Show, not the other ones, would do Kmart commercials.
Oh, that's right, yeah. I don't
Danny
think...
Wells.
Danny Wells, yeah, he was everywhere. It's one of those cases where you don't really know who you're looking at when you're a kid.
Yeah. He was cute. He fit the world. He had that kind of makes up for his size by trying to be tough.
Yeah, I like Toad. His smoker's voice. His voice was definitely more tolerable than what we got for,
I can't tell if I did well or screwed up big here.
than we got for what Toad's official voice.
It's kind of like Sonic in that it almost kind of like... Well, no, I can't even say that, but it's like... Wow. What I was going to say is it kind of set the stage, but then it got worse. But Sonic's haven't really gotten worse. You could, like, argue maybe it kind of took a dip at one point or another there, but, like, you know, I think overall they've been pretty good.
I remember seeing this.
And then Toad is like, okay, he's got this kind of, like, you know, scratchy, high-pitched thing going, like, you know, in the cartoon. And then it's like they turned that part up to, like, 11 in the later games, and it's like, oh my god, why? Dan Maku says, hiya, guys. Hello.
Hello.
Jewelry Jelly says, yo.
Hello. I'm taking the other... I'm still doing the level. This was like, this didn't count.
Okay.
But I unlocked it for both of us. I remember getting this in GamePro TV. Like, it was a tip. A hot tip on GamePro TV.
GamePro TV. Coming to a network near you, unless it doesn't. Until it does. That's pretty much how it happened for me.
I only watched it sporadically because he never knew it was coming on, basically.
Yeah, I think it was syndicated, and I guess they didn't have as good a distribution deal as Video Power.
No, they definitely didn't. I saw it like once in a blue moon on, God, was it NBC or something? It definitely wasn't a Canadian channel, but it was a channel that you could get in Canada easy enough if you had cable, which I was lucky. Like, we were poor as hell growing up, but my father always had cable because that's the only... Like, he always said he doesn't really do much with his free time except watch TV, so he said I may as well have this, you know?
Yeah.
So we had good TV. Of course, the trade-off was I didn't have, like, my Nintendo until much, much later. Nope. We also didn't have a VCR.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I bought you one when
we first met, you bought me a VCR, and I put it in my room. It was the first time I ever had a VCR.
met in person, at least.
Yeah.
We'd been talking a while before that.
Because my mom didn't believe in VCRs, which, looking back, was, you know, kind of stupid.
Yeah, and me, I was like, you know, recording stuff off of TV, like, for you, and to check out, and you didn't have a way to watch it.
Is this the way I'm supposed to go? No. What am I missing? Stupid ghost houses. Nothing really changes. I know there's a, supposed to get a piranha plant.
Hit the block.
Yeah.
Go to the right again. Door on the right. Your other right. Or don't.
What door on the right?
Wasn't there one over...
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I hit that.
There we are. Pardon, I'm going to sneeze.
I liked how they took the wood blocks from Super Mario Bros. 3 and just made them a regular part of the backdrop here. Jolie asks, how is everyone?
Being chased by ghosts, apparently. Oh, 27.
I think we're good. Hey, Toothless, how are you?
She's covered in litter dust.
Yeah, that sounds about normal for her.
Oh, right. So, good old Donut Plains. We just terraformed the place.
Yep.
I always love that cheap. That's great. Just little details like that were what
Yeah.
made the 8-bit to 16-bit transition. Bloopy bloopy. Should we try plugging in the controller and seeing if we can play Mario Kart?
In a second, let me do the next level here.
All right.
Should we finish out the world, or...?
Sure. Yes, Toothless is my little black kitty. Or our little black kitty. She's pure black. Well, she's got a little white on her. Oh, Matt says press start over the Cheep. Does that do something?
Oh, I guess we'll find out in a moment.
Whoa, that was close.
Whoops.
That's called a rendezvous with
crap.
destiny. Just fly through it. Fly. Fly like you've never flown before.
I just hope I don't hit any of these fuzzies.
We used to call them Grovers. This background always kind of mystified me. There you go. Ah, shit. What the hell?
Oh dear. I hope that's not going to be a problem. Okay, folks. Nadia's computer is saying low disk space. So if we blink out, it's probably got something to do with that. And as soon as we get it fixed, we'll be right back. Oh, there's another stage before the end of the world. Whoops.
Yeah, I told you. Or I thought you knew.
I forgot. Do we want to go ahead and do this too? Or?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to see what I can do about the disk space thing.
Okay.
I don't know why it's doing that.
And then we'll try the controller.
Yeah, I don't know. I just emptied out a bunch of disk space. I don't know why it's doing this.
How many podcasts did you record today?
It's not enough to fill this.
I remember one of the things that just kind of vexed me, for lack of a better term, when this game was coming out, was like them calling these Goombas, and I'm like, why are they so different?
They're chestnuts.
But Goombas are supposed to be mushrooms.
I guess they can be chestnuts.
Apparently now, yeah. Whoops.
Okay.
Oh, mother. But yeah, I'm glad they kind of got like a proper name to distinguish them, the Galoombas.
Dan Mack, who says, do you have a boot drive that might be saving the recording to? I don't know. This computer does not like streaming. I should really see about getting another one for that purpose alone, because it's just not powerful enough. Well, we're still on, and it's saying, like, you know, maybe it's just not, I don't know, recording. Like, we're not even recording this, we're streaming. I don't understand why it's saying that. But anyway, go ahead.
You want me to do the castle too?
Okay, let me go ahead and plug in the other controller.
Well, okay, here you go. So you're doing that while I do this?
Sure.
Okay. Or do you want me to do that and you do the castle?
You do this then. I am going to do the castle. I'm really hoping once the new year comes, we can do something less, but do something to make this less amateur hour. And I don't know if it's going to involve getting another computer. Aw, thwimps.
At this rate, probably.
I can't afford another goddamn computer. I do have it.
We have a Patreon if you want to help with it.
I mean, we have.
It's in the description.
We have the Blood God Patreon.
Oh, is Blood God going to buy you a new computer for streaming?
I don't know, maybe. I doubt it. I already had to buy a new computer just to do the podcasting. But I don't see why a computer like its power should really affect streaming that much. I don't know. This computer in general, like it hates the Elgato. It hates just doing anything with the streaming. But
yeah, we thought maybe we were thinking of using the Switch Online versions of these, and then it was like we thought maybe the power thing was like, you know, just more than the computer, so we tried this and still kind of having similar troubles.
Well, anyway, as long as we're still online, I guess.
You saw the boot drive question, right?
Yeah, I saw the boot drive question.
Okay,
I just don't know anything about computers to begin with, so.
Yeah, I'm kind of
But
useless there too.
Do know this is a solid state drive and it has like nothing in the way. I'm always fiddling with the space. I do have to buy a new SD card or something. But whatever, we're still on, so I'm not gonna mess with it. Mess with it after.
Mess with it once you're plugging in the controller for Super Mario Kart. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum.
Oh no, I have a problem.
Oh, we forgot to press start over the cheap on the map.
Oh, okay, let's try that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Cheap just trying to get your ass.
It's my turn, or?
Oh yeah, sure. Squeesh, as Lyra says. Anyway, I think it was the castles that really made this game go from like 8 to 16-bit for me. Although Mario 3 did have some really impressive fortresses and stuff. Some of my favorite fortress design ever is in Mario 3. Just some really strange places in that game.
One neat thing about Mario's spin jump is sometimes he'll like land in the same direction he faced when he jumped, and other times he'll like turn around.
Turn around. Every time I do it. That's a good song. I gotta download it. I haven't heard it in a long time. Turn around. I'm not gonna do that. That's terrible. I'm sorry, everyone, for doing that. I'm just tired. It's been a busy day, as I said. Not only was I doing recording, I tried to do one of the FF7, 14 dungeons, one of the end ones that I was trying to farm tombstones with, and, well, that was a day. Did not have a lot of success there. People are still new to those dungeons, let's put it that way.
Super Concussion Brothers.
Julia Jelly asks, what were your favorite Mario 3 fortresses? Well, let's see. I actually wrote an article in US Gamer about the World 7 fortress. If you remember that one, it was completely abandoned. And it had, like, all these bricks that you would hit a P-switch and you can get coins and coins and coins, like all the coins you wanted. But if you didn't know what you were doing, you'd be trapped in a loop forever. So I just really, really liked having to figure out how to finish that fortress, and it was kind of almost a haunting message about how you could accumulate all this wealth, but you couldn't find the way out.
The double-sided one was kind of neat, too.
Double-sided one? Which one was that?
In World 8.
I don't remember that one.
You know, you'd be going through the doors, and you'd be like, you know, I think it was like the last fortress of the game before the Bowser's Castle.
I think I know what you mean, yeah.
Had all the conveyor belts?
Yeah, I really liked that one, too. That was an interesting fortress. That was one of the thing I liked about Mario 3 is it was really set up like an adventure game in that if you had a tail, you could get through like a lot of shortcuts in those fortresses.
Dan Meku says, Pickles reports they're also watching just PS4 being a dick.
Damn you, PS4, stop being a dick.
Oh, that's so Sony. Okay, you want to plug this in?
Sure. Let's try this.
Fingers crossed, everyone, and remember, if we go out, we'll be back.
Yeah. Did we go out?
Not exactly.
Oh, I might have hit the reset switch. Sorry about that.
Okay, I guess that would do it.
There we go.
Sure, let's save.
Huh.
Why not save?
Yeah, sorry, that was me hitting the reset switch.
So yeah, we're playing in a chronological order here.
Yes.
Next up. Now, the next tournament we got was Donkey Kong in a go-kart from Mario Kart 64. Unfortunately, we don't really have a good way to play that because we're not paying for that kind of crap on Nintendo Switch Online's expansion pass. Is that what they call it?
I guess so.
Whatever it's called, because that's jank. So we're going with Super Mario Kart instead. Next best thing, right?
Is 64 on the thing yet? Switch Online?
Oh, I thought it was. I would think it would be one of the first ones they put, but maybe not. I don't know.
Anyway, let's play.
Let's see. Mario Kart GP, Match Race, or Battle Mode?
Let's start with GP. Maybe do Battle Mode in a bit. I don't know. 50 is fine. I'm actually really terrible at Mario Kart, so I don't usually go above 50.
Pick him because it's supposed to be Donkey Kong in the kart, so...
I can't move my controller. Do you have to, like...
I'm sorry, what?
Do you have to have a specific, Yeah, I don't know why it's not working. Controller's not working.
Oh, fantastic. So one of our two Super NES controllers, something that's really easy to come by, doesn't work. Are you sure you got it plugged in all the way?
Yeah, we'll find out. Maybe not. Maybe I screwed up here. There we go. Alright, there we are.
Okay.
Let's try Koopa.
I had a hunch you'd pick him. I like how he's all googly-eyed when,
Yeah.
Which one do we want?
Mushroom's fine.
I remember my sister constantly wanting to play this, says Dan Maku, being a dickhead bad sport and trading it for a copy of Mega Man X on Used Game Trading Zone in 1990... Oh, crap.
Yeah, what did you expect?
I'm used to them like zooming around the whole like
Nope.
Here's your
Man, I have not played this in years. I
me neither.
do not know how to play Mario Kart. Unless it's like, oh, I don't even know how to press the accelerator. That's what
I never was much good at like drifting in this one.
Did you hit me with something?
Nope.
Yeah, drifting in this one, like I'm used to doing blue sparks and stuff, and you don't have that here.
I'm like, oh god, I gotta move around. This is like, I'm not sure we're gonna be spending a ton of time with Super Mario Kart, folks.
No, we're both terrible at it. I'm getting the hang of it though. I'm in fifth. Now I'm in fourth. Yeah, I actually did not play a lot of Mario Kart when I was younger. Had the game, wasn't supposed to. I don't know how I got it.
I don't think I figured drifting out until like DS or Wii.
Yeah, I really I got like the hang of drifting on DS because I think that was the first copy of Mario Kart I really, really liked. I didn't play this one much. My brother was a big fan.
See, I was aiming for you, but
Was that what just hit you?
Luigi went invincible mode on me.
I don't know if this was the game that really elevated Mario Kart or if it was 64.
64, definitely.
Man,
This
suck.
was like the first one. This didn't elevate Jack. It just kind of introduced it.
Womp womp. Well, at least I got third.
I got third.
Oh, at least I didn't get third. What's that sound?
I don't know. It's got some sort of weird like gym whistle sound going.
What a weird game. I don't think they had any idea what they were like into when they bought this. I mean, made this. Just how crazy, like, popular it would be.
And no joke.
See, the thing that bothers me is like the green shells, for example. Nothing makes sense about the green shells in this game.
What do you
Like,
mean? They just bounce around at random.
yeah, it's really annoying.
I kind of like it myself.
You're just haunted by that thing for the rest of the track. Especially since I keep dropping them. Enjoy, everybody. I think since I'm Koopa, I get the shells more often. Did someone just hit me with a red?
Hi.
Oh. Well then.
I don't think drifting played as quite as heavy a part in this one because I'm like barely using it at all right now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, of course we're playing 50cc. I'm sure that if you're playing,
True.
now we're talking.
The battle mode in this one's probably still the best one of all of them, in my opinion, though.
Yeah, I think that's where everyone really, like, shone. Why don't we play battle mode? Since we suck so bad at racing.
What do you mean, since we suck so bad at racing? I'm in first.
I'm in second.
I just lapped Bowser.
I'm in second, but I just... Mode 7 Mario Kart is just an art that's lost to me.
And yet you'll still plug in F-Zero now and again.
Something about F-Zero is just different. It's more speed-based, where this is more, by design, like, twisty and turny.
Yeah, true that. I'm at least finishing this race.
Donkey Kong just turned right around and looked at me square in the eye and then raised his hands. It was a threat. It was a threat. Did you just, like, spin out right?
I don't believe that happened. Mario Kart sucks. Let's play something else. Battle mode?
Battle mode. Do one of those and switch to Donkey Kong.
I don't think I can reset from here.
Oh, so, yeah, I guess you can't exactly,
Oh, you want to do the ghost house? The ghost houses were neat.
Alright. But after that, we're doing Donkey Kong. Because that's the game.
No battle mode?
I don't know, I guess you do a bit of battle mode. But it's just weird to me that you can't access battle mode from... that you gotta reset.
I mean, you probably can if you finish the race first, but yeah, you didn't have, like, go back to the title and things like that here. remember having a lot of fun with this one back in the day, but I never did own it. It was really more of a rental thing.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know why we had it. Someone must have left it at our house, or I traded it for something, and God knows what.
Whoa.
Whoa, banana peel. They brought back the coin speed thing, didn't they? For 9 or where are we at now? 8.
Yeah, and they brought it back for one of them. Yeah.
Whoop. Well, that was good. That was really good. Look, the music
Back
here
when
was
you could
good,
get
too.
like a green shell or something in first.
So, what do you think is the best Rainbow Road?
I do like this one. I don't know. It's a tough call.
I like this one. I like 64s as well because you can't fall off, and I guess some people like that and some people don't. I like it. Of course, 8 has a great Rainbow Road. 8's just a great game.
It's probably like the best Mario Kart. Like you know.
Oh, by far. DS was good. I really like DS.
He has had his moments. Man, trying to unlock those characters was a pain in the ass.
DS had the airship level, which was one of my favorites.
Of course, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing is better overall, but
Yay.
at least Mario Kart 8 kind of caught up.
Cool. Should I reset?
I forget what the next course is.
Probably ass. I'll probably race through a giant ass.
Yeah, that sounds like something Mario would do. Okay, it's Bowser's Castle. Your call. This one has like some great music, though.
Yeah,
Not
I
that
do
we
like
can hear
Mario's
it.
Castle. Bowser's Castle, rather. I don't know. Let's just finish it. Let's just finish the circuit. Forget about the battle mode and just to move on to Donkey Kong.
Okay, that works.
I remember having no idea what the deal was with those thwomps. Like, just where are their spikes? Why are they naked? This is shameful.
Yeah, that always kind of bugged me a bit, too.
Well, at least now we're actually racing each other and leaving the other like jabronis in the dust.
True that.
Although I think I've lost.
Ah,
I won
missed the
once.
items.
Oh right, I have a red shell. I should probably use that.
The physics here are very different from what the series would come to.
Yeah, this and Mario Kart GBA I could never get a hold of. Like, this wasn't so bad, but Mario Kart GBA, like, I could not get a hang on that.
The weird way the backgrounds would spin
Yeah.
in that one was kind of...
Like, instead of the feel, the backgrounds would spin. It was really strange. I didn't like it. Eat banana. It's good for you. Potassium.
I was hoping to hit Bowser there, but... You know, it's funny, he's the other, like, super heavyweight, and yet I'm, like, totally lapping him.
He's trying his best. He's just a big, chunky turtle boy.
I think this one had, like, a two-player mode that the others were missing, where, like, just you and
Whee!
the other players could, or player, in this case, could race without all the computer guys.
Yeah. I remember being kind of mad when I was younger, like, with playing single player, not getting a full screen, not really realizing it was a whole technical limitation.
Yeah.
So, well, we got Mario Kart in the first place, not another F-Zero.
I forget why it was a technical limitation, because, like, I mean, for two-player, I understand, but I guess they wanted to just kind of keep it consistent, didn't they? 'Cause,
Yeah.
The one player could do it.
Yeah, you could do it one player, but as you said, they wanted to keep it like consistent, and
Yeah.
it's definitely a more twisty-turny game than F-Zero.
The,
Yay, thing.
that was one of the great things with Mario Kart 64, though, is getting to use the full screen.
Yeah. That was new and cool.
And one of my favorite things there was, like, the Donkey Kong course, because then it was like, hey, it's almost like Donkey Kong Country, but it's in 3D.
Huh.
And then we actually got Donkey Kong Country in 3D, and it's like, oh no.
This is not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Not like this. Never like this. Anyway, ready to move on?
Oh yeah, I'm just checking the chat right quick. I guess we hit reset to go back to the start, right? Do we want to save anything here?
Nah, something safe.
I can't remember what unlocks what, so...
So,
Does this have unlocks? I don't even remember.
I have to physically hit reset?
Yeah. Dan Maku says, I pronounce Grand Prix Grand Prix with zero malice in my heart. I think I used to as well.
That's the sort of thing that's kind of illegal to do in Canada, because you're supposed to pronounce, like, even if you don't know French, you're supposed to pronounce the French words in French. Like, Americans say madam, I say madame.
Let's see. Joy Jelly. I was going to type potassium, but Nadia beat me to it. High speed, low acceleration. Queen's theme from Deltarune Chapter 2 intensifies. I like what Press the Button said. Did you catch when I was a kid, we named Koopa Troopa Katie, as in KT?
Ha, that's cute.
Yeah. All right, now it is on like Donkey Kong.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen is if you watch Vinny's YouTubes, you'll see like corruptions, and the sound of that trumpet corrupted is the funniest thing. Look it up. It's great. Anyway, go ahead, press start.
I'm trying to remember, like, how do you adjust the filters on this thing?
It doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, it just kind of looks like really grainy right now.
That's the part, frankly, that's part of the appeal.
That's not how it looked back then, though.
No, because we had CRT televisions back
Yeah,
in
but
the day.
they have like a filter for that. Can you hit like reset right quick? If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right. A lot of people swear by Donkey Kong Country 2 is the best ever, but this one's still like a favorite of mine.
Oh yeah, still a great one, but I still love.
CRT filter.
Watch this look like garbage. This is probably gonna look like garbage.
Do we want a different background?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay.
Now it just looks like I don't have my glasses on, but whatever. We'll manage. Good old CRT.
I think it kind of helps a little bit.
It's good. Press start.
I think 1 had a stronger atmosphere and 2 had the refined gameplay. Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Yeah. 2 also had some really interesting worlds. Like, I love the amusement park world and the bee world.
Do we want 2-player?
No, just do 1. We'll swap out. It was actually not a terrible CRT filter. It's hard to imitate a CRT filter properly. And just, this is really where David Wise, like, I mean, I'd been a fan of David Wise's music all my life without really knowing who he was. I played a lot of Rare games when I was a kid, but this is when he really came into his own. And the stuff he did with this chip was insane. The sound chip. Like, he pioneered a lot of the...
This was like the first game soundtrack I ever bought.
Was it?
Yep. I still have the cassette somewhere.
Oh, a cassette. I don't know why there's nostalgia for cassettes. I totally understand the LPs thing, that's fine, but people are like, you can get the cassette too. Don't get cassettes, they're terrible. They died for a reason. At least, LPs are... You have a lot of, like, cool nostalgia behind them. Usually get a pretty good sound, but tapes are terrible. I do not want tapes to come back in any capacity. It's not like you can have like awesome art the way you can with LPs.
One of my favorite parts of this game over the other two is just getting to play as Donkey Kong.
Yeah, you do kind of lose that ability a bit later.
That one parody article says Danmaku. I'm not sure which one you mean.
Not sure myself either. Which one is that?
I'm not going to waste time here, so...
Parody article. I know there's a lot of Donkey Kong Country parody stuff, which is what...
Man tasked with making score for a monkey riding a swordfish underwater creates transcendent piece of music. That sounds like hard drive.
That definitely sounds like hard drive.
Oh, no.
Rambi! Oh, shit, he's dead. Oh, well. That's a nice transition right there.
Yeah. Well, one thing I like to do is, like, you get to the end here, and then, like, you can go back through, like, the stage, and, like, it's all nighttime now.
I think he took like 3 different songs for this and combined them for what is now basically the Donkey Kong theme.
Yep.
Yeah, good for him. I got to interview him at US Gamer. He was cool.
Okay, I'm not gonna...
And I think he wrote the Wizards and Warriors theme when he was 15 or something ridiculous like that.
I also like the more natural transitions there.
Were you trying to do the skip?
Yeah.
I can never do it.
I can sometimes, but...
I do have to
say... I don't want to waste too much time on it.
Yeah, this rain looks kind of weird.
And yet it still looks better than the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition rain.
Hey, we have topical conversation over here.
Hey,
Louis. Boo-boo.
topical conversation from me.
Whatever happened to that weird-ass Hanna-Barbera cartoon, like that, the modern-day one? Is that still getting episodes?
I guess. I mean, we watched like what there was of that season, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't really heard one way or the other. And it was a Jellystone.
Jellystone. I still don't know what to think of that cartoon. I just don't.
I have a little more of a fondness for Hanna-Barbera than you do, so there is that.
There is. I was never a fan of Hanna-Barbera, but even so, just like, I could, when I don't like something, I could say, oh, well, I don't like this, I'm not going to watch it anymore, but I don't know if I like it or not. I keep watching it. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't watch it, but at the same time, it's not like I'm like, oh my god, did you see what this hilarious show did? It's just really strange. Yay, slow down. Thank you.
I'm rather enjoying it. Dan Macu says, I love that story about the wizardry of creating an artificial 8th channel on the sound chip to get all of the aquatic ambience in one piece.
That is crazy. Like, God, he just did it bit by bit because the sampling took up so much memory. Crazy shit developers had to do back then to fit within memory ranges.
Lara says, I watched some of Jellystone, and it's one of those things where it's very clear it's not for me.
Yeah. I'm still on the... Oh, shit, stupid Donkey Kong. I'm still on the fence, as I said.
I forget if I mentioned it, but I like the less goalposty exits for the stages in this game.
We didn't get all the secrets. We didn't get any of the secrets. It doesn't matter. Here you go. Cranky Kong's kind of useless in this game, though. It's not going to work.
Yeah, I was only going to do it once, but when the presses accidentally sent me back, so I was like, okay, let's try it again.
And then, in Canada, we got the Donkey Kong Country cartoon incessantly because it's CanCon. God forbid that we see anything American. So it was on incessantly. And I really apologize for it. Somebody called it, how do they describe it? The audacity of the French? Yeah, it was by that guy who did the actually really incredible animation for Pirate Scorn, the music video. And yeah, he is like calls it like a combination of from Canada and the audacity of the French.
Wasn't there a competition of some sort between the fans of that show and Sonic Underground?
Nobody was a fan of the Donkey Kong show in Canada, except for little kids.
Okay, I thought like this like beat Sonic Underground somehow in the Sonic Underground.
No, that was the Cyber 6 war.
Oh, okay.
That was when Teletoon had Cyber 6 and Sonic Underground running at the same time. And for some reason, the Sonic fandom was absolutely out of its fucking mind for Sonic Underground. And they stuffed the ballot box when Teletoon had like this harmless competition. Hey, what's the best cartoon on Teletoon? And it just came down to Cyber 6 and Underground. And yeah, Underground got something like 10 million votes or something ridiculous. They had to cancel the contest. The Sonic
Wait, how many votes?
It wasn't 10 million, but it was something ridiculous, like probably 3 times the size of like the actual Sonic Underground viewer base. So they canceled that contest. That was pretty cool. And yeah, Lyra says that song is a banger. It totally is.
I mean, I'm inclined to think that, like, you know, anything in the double digits is multiple times the actual number of the Sonic Underground fan base, but...
Yeah, one thing about the Donkey Kong Country cartoon, a lot of the songs are really terrible and embarrassing, but a couple are just really bangers, and one of them is Pirate Scorn.
Yeah, somebody did, like, a reanimation.
That's what I was talking about,
right?
yeah. When we were talking about the audacity of the French, that's the guy who said it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I get the aquatic ambiance. Ain't gonna stay here for the ambiance. No, he said ambience, didn't he?
Let's see. Lara says, watch someone... Oh, right. Got that part already. DKC 1 and 2 were some of the only games my dad ever played. Yeah, this was one that my dad played, and I think the second one? Let's see. Lara says, in caps, Eddie, let me go back to my home. Without me, everything's all wrong. Why is that song such a banger? I don't even know what song that is.
I think Pirate Scorn.
I was like such a Nintendo fan growing up, but just the animation of that Donkey Kong Country cartoon, that's where I drew the line.
That was bad. I don't understand why it had to be so bad.
I guess sharing wasn't a concept these people were familiar with, so they had to create their own assets, and they weren't very good at it. Because why they couldn't just use the stuff from Rare is beyond me.
I don't know. There had to be something going on there. And they had a whole bunch of weird new characters and
then it's like these days you got something like Wreck-It Ralph, and I'm pretty sure it's like Sonic came from Sega, if I remember correctly, so I don't know.
Well, nowadays it's a lot easier to share assets too.
Put it on a CD and like put it in the post. I mean,
I don't
it's
make...
not the hardest thing.
I don't know. I don't make cartoons. I don't make games. I don't know how hard it is or isn't. Back then,
I guess.
That was still around very early internet times. I'm at, like, just You also had more language barriers back then, even like between English and French. Nowadays, it's like Google Translate can do everything for you, but you don't even need to do that much.
Let's see. Press the button that says cheap production values. There it says that in the meme when you're on the way home from the club, but one of you almost died.
That was such a great meme. One of my favorites of all time. Just it's this GIF. I don't know if you've seen it of like Donkey Kong, Dixie, Candy.
Oh right, yeah. They're like all just looking
And
all
they're just
somber.
they're looking very, very, very somber. Like literally, like that is actually what happened.
Oh wow, really?
No, just like they look like that's what happened.
Oh
to them.
okay. I thought you said that's
That would
what
yeah,
happened.
be a great episode. Very special episode. Donkey Kong Country. Someone overdoses at the club.
Remind me of that G.I. Joe special episode from Deke where, like, just at the end, like, this, like, black screen, white text, drugs kill.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I think Scott McNeil was the head man who was, like, the big drug dealer guy that managed to friggin' unite G.I. Joe and Cobra to, like, put a stop to his drug selling.
I just imagine Cobra
I guess I
Commander
can find that online.
screaming in a scratchy voice, "In the name of Reagan, I will get rid of all these drugs." I'm really sorry. That's a terrible Cobra Commander. I got to work on that.
Yeah. I think I've actually got the DVDs. I should see. We should, like, watch that at some point. Let's see. Yeah, Dan Maku, maybe that was the cash grab fad wave of the 90s.
Yep.
Yeah, less market interchange as well. Toadbra Commander. Okay, I'm just stopping here because Funky's music has always been a banger, and I can't really hear it well right now, but if it comes through on the stream at least a little bit, then, we've made the world a better place.
My boutiques. Bye.
I like how you can just press left and, like, they leave. No fancy menu or anything.
The one moment on the Donkey Kong Country cartoon that made me actually laugh, was there's a scene where Funky Kong's flying with Cranky Kong, and they're trying to talk, but they can't really hear each other over the plane engine, and Cranky says to Funky, "That engine's so loud, I can't even communicate." And Funky says, "Okay," and he turns off the engine, turns around, and says, "Let's communicate," and they start to go down. That was actually really good. Let's communicate. Because, of course, he was very Rasta in that cartoon. Oh, shit, I forgot about that completely. I mean, I got 100%, 101, or whatever it was on this game, but I think this level stumped me for a long time, and it was because of that. Toadra Commander, I like that.
So yeah, I mentioned, like, one of my favorite things here is playing as Donkey Kong. Unfortunately, I think the new games kind of took that maybe a little too far in the wrong direction. Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze. Like, you almost only play as Donkey Kong, and, like, Diddy and Dixie and Cranky and those guys only serve as power-ups.
Yeah, they should kind of go back to, I think you forgot about that one, too. Just, I would like to see a Donkey Kong game where it's just basic Donkey and Diddy. I do like Dixie, though, but...
I forgot you couldn't steer there. The problem is, like, in two-player, like, okay, you can't, like... Wow, that just did
you
not
just
work.
die?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Well,
I don't know what happened. Maybe I was talking too much.
let's communicate.
Talk too much. You never shut up. I said you talk too much. Oh boy, you never shut up. But yeah, it's like, okay, if you do two-player, then yeah, you got two Kongs running around, but then Donkey Kong's, like, nerfed significantly, and,
Oh, come on, that hit that.
unless, like, Diddy or Dixie or whoever rides on his back, in which case, yeah, what's the second player got to do? Not a whole lot. Act as gunner, maybe? It's not the best setup. I love the games, like, single-player-wise, although, being able to play as, the other Kongs individually, and I think there's, like, a way you can unlock that or something, but just generally speaking, it's, not what I would hope for.
Shit. Sorry. I was never good at the cannon stuff.
Whoops.
Why did they choose alligators? Do you know? I know they made Kremlings for a reason. They were for another game, weren't they?
Yeah. I forget what they were made for, but, yeah.
I don't think you can get up there. Oh, I see what you're trying to do.
Doggone it.
Never mind. It's not like we're going for 100% here. We don't exactly have time.
Yeah, true.
I'm hungry. I still got a podcast to record after this.
Get in or get out.
Julie Jelly wants to know when the next Botchamania is.
Hey, somebody recognized the reference. I am not sure offhand.
He usually does like what, once a month?
Thereabouts, maybe every couple weeks. It depends. Once he has enough material, I think is pretty much the rule of thumb. The fact that he doesn't have more from WWE these days is...
I guess because it's more boring than scandalous.
Yeah, basically.
Old Lou 606 wonders like what's going on with Donkey Kong since, well, Retro is preoccupied with Metroid Prime 4. It's a good question.
The rumor has been that the EAD Tokyo, the Mario Odyssey, and Donkey Kong Jungle Beat guys are doing, I think a 3D one.
Really? God, I hope
forget
it
if it
doesn't
was
suck.
3. I forget if they said it was 3D. I think so, but yeah, I think the scuttlebutt was that they're trying their hand at it. Which I'd love to see that.
It's funny how in the aughts people made fun of furries as if like furries weren't fucking everywhere all the time. Like, let's make Candy Kong sexy. Why? Why not? Because she's a sexy monkey. You don't like it? Fuck off.
I like how they kind of toned it back a little bit on future character models. I get the feeling she might have paved the way for Tana and Crash Bandicoot, and given how that ended up in Crash Bandicoot 4, I'm all for the kind of lineage there. So.
If people want to masturbate over sexy monkeys, I'm not going to shame them.
I'm not shaming anybody. I'm just saying in general.
I have to say
She was a cool character, Tana. I mean,
I have to say the boss fights in this game weren't exactly fantastic. I'm gonna do that again. Do over. That was bullshit. Fucking die to a giant beaver. Don't give me that shit.
press the button. Let's see. Dan Maku says they've kind of got some Battletoads energy. I think talking about the Kremlings.
Yeah, definitely.
Press the button says Donkey Kong Odyssey. I'm down. Honestly, and I wrote an article about this on poisonmushroom.org a little while back about just the missed opportunities of Mario Odyssey. One of them was DLC, and Donkey Kong Island is one I would have loved to have seen there.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that.
Among others. So, yeah, if you want to flip through, and I'm not sure if it's on the front page or not, but
Winky.
it was an article I was...
There's a lot of things
happy
about
with.
this game where you look at it and say that Rare did that on purpose, and Winky's definitely one of them.
Lyra says, wanted to have been a snake instead of a frog if that was... Anyway, Lyra says, erotic gorilla, Dan Maku. So they're finally here, performing for you.
Oh, do you remember when we took Wes, was it? Our friend.
Super Smash Brothers Melee.
And just we have this friend who had never heard the Donkey Kong rap, and he just kind of heard it when we brought over, I think, Super Smash Brothers Melee, and just the silence, just the judging silence for him, because he's someone who never really, he's always like funny and talking, and just the silence when he heard that rap, holy shit, I'll never forget that. They apologized for the Donkey Kong rap. We had to.
Now the British have apologized for the Donkey Kong rap.
Now the British have apologized for the Donkey Kong rap on several occasions. It was bad.
Didn't they have a more explicit version in
They
Melee?
censored out hell in Melee.
Oh, they censored it out.
Yeah, they put it heck instead.
Oh, no!
Bye, Winky. I always like
I think there was like a barrel down there, but I forget how to get to it.
I always like the shiny texture on Winky is really good. This is I get Minecart Carnage. Thank you, Donkey. What was it? Indiana Jones, I think, to blame for minecart levels.
Yeah, I think so. Wasn't it a minecart they were riding on in that meme?
Yes, in the meme.
Yeah. Let's see. Lyra, he's the leader of the group. You know him well. He's finally back from the depths of hell. Dan Maku, one heck of a guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Old Blues 606, and the song is pretty much the biggest legacy that game left behind.
I'm trying again.
Mac press the button, says use the warp.
Oh, right, I forgot about the warp.
So did I. Which one's the warp?
I can't remember. I do know there is a warp, but I don't remember where it is. I do like the stop and go station. I like how they took the very strange kind of haunting music for that. Not even music; it's more like an atmospheric sound, and turned it into Money Melancholy for Donkey Kong Country 2, which is one of my favorite songs in any series, really. Heard a really great remix of it some time ago. Okay, you know what? Fuck this. You do it.
Was it where the banana bunch was?
I
Let's see. Jump off the cliff instead of getting into the barrel. Hold left as you fall.
Neat.
Wiggity.
Wiggity whack.
Oh.
You really did die on the way home from the club. And there you go. You got all the secrets. It's not like you have to do this mess of a level. Bouncy Bonanza. This is where all the tires go to die. You okay there?
Oh yeah, I'm just checking. Dan Mack who says, "Have you ever heard the Phil Collins in the Air Tonight mashed up with DKC music?" I am not sure that I have.
I gotta listen to that. That's gotta be perfect.
It's one of the march tunes that more heavily atmospheric than instrumental, and that backs Phil Collins incredibly. 3 stars.
I have to listen to that. That would be fantastic. Phil Collins, Genesis in general, one of those band/singers where I like their music, I just don't like their voice. Kind of had the same thing going on with Geddy Lee. But I like Geddy Lee's voice more than Phil Collins' voice. At least Geddy has a very unique voice. Phil Collins is just... Geddy at least is more... Which is interesting, if nothing else.
Oh, I should have kept that barrel.
Modern day warrior man's try. Today's Tom Sawyer man bright. I was 9 is not for rent, but I'm known as arrogant.
Oh, there's something I was going to add there, and I've completely forgotten now.
This music is really nice.
Oh, right, yeah, I was going to mention, this is the game that also I won in the Nintendo...
Oh, right, you did the Nintendo Blockbuster thing.
Yeah, the Blockbuster World Video Game Championships with.
That year, number one, I really wanted to do that, but I don't think there was a Canadian version. Plus, that was the year I had surgery, and I was really incapacitated for the whole summer, so I couldn't have done it if I wanted to.
I won at my store, and then I never heard back, when they did the...
The regional championships or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
I got a year's worth of video game rentals, which amounted to per month.
That's not bad.
I wrote about the World Video Game Championships on, you guessed it, poisonmushroom.org. You can find it in the features section there.
Yes, you can.
Actually, I forget if the search engine's working right now. We really got to kind of reconstruct the site because a lot of stuff is just kind of starting to break down.
I'm starting to break down. Thank God it's the Christmas holiday coming up. I'm still going to have work to do, but at least the podcast will be put aside for a time because we'll have enough banked up. Going to have a pretty cool 2022 all. Even though it still feels like 2021 if you ask me. No, 2020. Never mind 2021. Do you get to keep Winky in the next level? Or... No.
Nope.
Winky never came back, did he? Winky went to a farm upstate.
Oh, I thought he came back in 2.
No, he didn't. He had snaky, coily thingy.
Too bad we're not going to make it to the snow level. Maybe if we'd done the whole thing, just on this tonight, but...
Yeah, we should have a Donkey Kong Day. This is the song, quote-unquote, I was talking about. It turned into Mighty Melancholy. Rock.
Let's see. Denmaku says it unironically slaps. Old Blue 606, 2022. Winky got phased out after a scandal alongside Candy Kong was found licking psychotropics off his back. Press a button says, use the warp again.
Oh, I like this level, though. But
yeah, this one's neat. I love the... oh, shoot, what are those guys called?
Rock Crocs.
Rock Crocs, yeah. They're badass. You skipped the O.
Did I? Oh.
Unintended?
Unintended. Is there a thing here?
Yep.
Well, not anymore, there ain't.
Yeah, it's better to use Diddy or just set the barrel down.
That was a kind of a neat gameplay quirk that didn't really carry over to other games, where Diddy's smallness really came in handy, even though his weakness was, problem.
lighter, but so he's like quicker and could get into smaller areas.
He get into
but-
small areas, and he was the one you wanted if you were doing that weird thing you would have to master, like that roll jump off cliffs and shit.
Donkey can do it too.
He can do it, but
not quite as well. But yeah, well, I don't know. I forget. Did Kiddy Kong kind of bring that back?
probably. Kiddy Kong probably brought back Pestilence too. Oh shit! Now I have a problem. Run, Donkey Diddy, run for your life.
Run, or you'll be well done. So something we were pondering is like, do we want to do a episode like, would anybody be watching like on Christmas or New Year's or anything?
Oh, press the buttons. Matt says you can hand slap the Rock Crocs in the GBA version. That's
Oh, neat.
kind of takes away from their danger, but at least there's that concession, I suppose. Yeah, we were wondering if, I don't know, should we take a break from streaming for the holiday, or if people are going to be watching, or what? We don't really know what to do.
Yeah, we were like leaning towards like, just holding off for a bit. And dang, I used to be able to like land back in the barrel with no problem.
Maybe I can finally get this stream to run without being a hassle every single time. I don't know. We'll see.
We're just not sure if people have better things to do or nothing better to do, is basically what it comes down to.
Myself, I never have anything better to do. Well, I mean, I like streaming, but of course it's performing, and performance is work. And a little less work during the holidays doesn't bother me. But again, I wouldn't mind taking the time either to kind of spruce things up here a bit. God, I wish I could have another computer to stream with. Whoa!
So close.
I had a friend in school who, I don't want to say she was only my friend to play this game, but she was still my friend, but we weren't very close, you know how it is, and that was the only time she came to my house was to play this game. I don't blame her, actually.
Y'all pondering your orbs, says Lyra.
This is how I ponder my orb, bends right over, shows my ass in the air.
But yeah, if you've got any opinions, we're interested. Gotta love that sound.
It's a great sound. It's such a rare sound somehow.
It's like right up there with like Tom's scream on the Tom and Jerry cartoons.
Ah, that's classic. Shit, who did that scream?
Wasn't it Hannah?
It might have
Or maybe
been.
Barbara?
I think my favorite cartoon sound is the Wacky Land rubber band. No, that's just perfect. I love it when like high school bands use that clip to taunt each other over their
Oh no!
their bands.
Doggone it. Whoa!
Whoa, why would he do that?
What? Unfortunately, the run button and that button, somersault, whatever, is it's the same button. So if you want to run,
On. I remember being really impressed by how the snakes looked in particular. They animate really nicely. Look a little weird when they're doing that number, but if they're on a straight ground, it looks really awesome. Whoa.
was there?
Nope.
Do you want to do it, or should I continue?
I'll take it.
All right.
We're almost done here anyway. Maybe we'll finish off this area.
Sounds a good.
Because I gotta get ready to podcast again. We are talking about just 2021 in general.
Oh, hey, you got it.
Yes, I did.
Way to show me up.
There we go. That sacrifice
Go,
had to
donkey,
happen.
go! Go, donkey, go, donkey, go, go, go. Wow.
Oy, Gewalt. That was pretty good. Go, donkey, go, go, go. Donkey dead.
Well, that was clumsy.
I think we're having problems today. We're having brain problems. Millstone Mayhem gives us brain problems. Also going back to action games after like weeks of Final Fantasy XIV is screwing me up. Although that game does have a lot of like twitchy stuff in terms of doing your rotations and whatnot, so I can't say it's completely... There's no way in God's green earth that's going to happen, but... Well, it kind of happened, you folks, but as you can see...
So press the button says, that's why Winky never returns. Dan Maku, just hop on Winky's back like, let's go, buddy. Saved Winky from purgatory, just send him to hell, says Old Blue 606. And Dan Meku says, it just zooms up on his wide, flat, unblinking face. Quote, darkness approaches, unquote.
Poor Winky. I do like his character design. Ong. We have Ong Brand over here. Ah, shit.
Wow.
We're having a lot of problems with this level. Which is stupid. Shouldn't be having problems with this level.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I forget, does this work on these guys?
Nope. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Ah, crap.
There's, yeah, you can't get up there without it, right? But you can duck, right?
I think so, yeah.
Wow, what a concept. Ducking, what a concept. Music here is nice, too.
I could use a little fuel myself.
I think Wise's best soundtrack is 2, but this is pretty good. A lot of iconic themes in this one.
Well, then.
Right in the head.
Oh, okay, they really kind of set you up for failure there.
Okay, we'll try it one more
Like,
time.
I'm not blaming the game or anything, but man, I mean, I've done it before many times. I just don't remember how. Press the buttons with his catchphrase again. Use the warp. Oh, just kidding. No warp in this level.
Nope. No warp, only terror. Oh, I did it. Yeah, that's just... first of all, that shouldn't have happened. I don't know what the hitbox is on those things.
It almost feels like there's a little lag here, but that can't be for the Super NES Classic, can it?
I don't feel any lag. We're just bad.
Oh, okay.
And I played DKC on, like, say, you know, the Switch with, like, wireless and stuff like that, and so I know what the lag feels like, and this doesn't really have the lag. Oh, come on, that's bullshit. Anyway, let's give up. I'm good.
Nah, one more try. I mean, we started late besides.
This is a dumb level. Dumb level for jerks.
Is there something you're supposed to do with this?
Besides die?
Besides die, yes. Maybe you're supposed to carry it back? I don't know.
Well, at least we know that's there. Never mind. Whoa, I forgot it does that if you set it down.
Yeah. It's the most confounding thing. Dang it!
Don't forget to duck, though.
Well, I couldn't duck when I was holding the barrel. That's the only reason that happened.
Maybe it goes there? But, I don't know, it's hard to get past the millstone if you're not,
Yeah.
I really wish you could kill those things. There's probably a way in the GBA version. Wow, that was cool.
Thank you.
Fuck that thing.
Jerk.
Careful. Careful. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always something at the end there. Nope. Whoa! That was something you absolutely did not need to do.
And yet I did it flawlessly.
Alright, let's just... Oh. Sorry, Cranky, I'm not bothering with you.
Just to prove I don't really suck at this game.
Leaving Cranky at the home.
I think my parents would always call Diddy Dinky.
I understand why. Wasn't he originally supposed to be Dinky?
I do not recall. They didn't know that if so.
Is this one called Necky's Nuts?
I think so.
Shit.
Nuts to you.
coconuts. I don't think coconut is a nut.
Now that's as rare as it gets.
And this was during Nintendo's censorship phase. It was 2 that came out afterwards.
Yeah.
This came out just at the end.
If this was any more rare, it would be bleeding.
Ew.
Did I? Nope.
No, I didn't hit him there either. Yay, he's dead. And everybody's happy. Oh, Matt says it's still Donkey Kong. Sorry, it's still Dinky in Japan.
Oh, really?
Kitty Kong, sorry, it was Dinky Kong.
Oh, okay.
Alright, I think we're done, because I gotta get ready to go.
Yep. Oh, too bad. I do like this, the sunsets and stuff here. Well, I guess it'd be a good place to start another time.
I think the series went downhill after they introduced human trafficking. Yeah, he was.
Wow.
He was a real controversial character.
How do we save this thing? Reset button, is it?
Yeah. Do you want me to do that, or?
Yeah.
Alright.
And then we'll sign off. Oh, we have several save files here. Should I just replace the first one? Or
Yeah,
does
I
it
just
matter?
replaced the first one. It's, what, 7 seconds?
4 minutes? Huh, okay, that was kind of cute. Should I delete this one? Or?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay. Alright, so... Oh, huh. Didn't expect that to happen. Anyway, thank you everyone for coming out for this potentially final edition of Nadia and David Ruin the Video Game before the holidays. If we do another one, keep an eye on at Poison Mushroom O on Twitter, and you'll see updates there. Also, I'll talk about it at LBD_NYTETRAYN on Twitter, among all my other BS. And if you want to find more writing and other weird stuff from me, I've been posting on poisonmushroom.org lately. That's where you can find the Donkey Kong articles and such. And also, I don't want to say too much, but if you're interested in Mega Man, maybe keep an eye on at the MM Network over the next couple of days, because I've got something planned to share there soon. Nadia, what are you doing? Where can they find you? What's happening? Where am I?
Where am
Where's
I?
my false teeth?
I am at the Axe of the Blood God RPG podcast. That's patreon.com/RPG, /Blood God Pod. Yeah, we have all sorts of cool stuff if you want to support us. And we have a lot of new stuff coming in for 2022. We will be talking about that in an upcoming episode, so make sure you listen to it when it comes out. Also, I'm at Nadia Oxford on Twitter.
And of course, if you haven't heard already, we wrote some books together.
Yes.
The Mega Man Robot Masters Field Guide Updated Edition and Mega Man X and Maverick Hunter's Field Guide, both on sale at Amazon and finer book retailers everywhere. And I believe that'll do it for this one, right?
Yep, that's it.
All right. So thank you for coming out. Goodbye and good night.